Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Ray. I'm really glad to be making this video. It's about getting my Tesla Model 3 from the showroom and the questions I had, and hopefully it'll be helpful in terms of answering the questions you might have if you're interested in purchasing this car in the near future. So without further ado, let's go straight into it. So the first thing you will do when you arrive in the Tesla showroom is to verify your ID. They'll probably do that using your driving license, and then to complete any leftover paperwork. Now they will give you a quick presentation on screen by the Tesla representative, and this is really your opportunity to ask any questions you might have. Of course, before you go to the Tesla showroom and do this, make sure you've downloaded your app, because everything is controlled through your phone. Make sure you've got the app and logged onto it, as it will be activated as soon as the presentation is completed. So once you've gone through the beginning bits, you will be finally shown to your car. The Tesla representative will help you find yours or locate yours. However, mine was pretty much straightforward to find because it was right in the middle of between darker cars. I was slightly giddy when I got my car, and it was really a wonderful experience. I got the basic Tesla Model 3 with fully automatic functionality, so that should the UK legislation allow for a fully automatic car to function in the roads, I'd be able to do it. So as part of my checks, I just went around the car quickly, did my cursory checks to make sure everything was scratch free, everything was supposed to be where it was supposed to be, and I wanted to make sure that I did the best to access any of the doors or any of the levers that I could, and it was functioning as intended, and tried to go through most of the stuff via my phone as well, just to make sure that everything was working as it's supposed to. So one of the key things for me was that everything was comfortable and everything was set to go in the interior, and I just looked around, make sure the screen was alright, make sure I knew where all the touch buttons were, and make sure the steering wheel, the chair, the seat, and the mirrors, the side mirrors, including the rear view mirror, was set for me, because as soon as the car has been signed off, it's your opportunity to drive out that door and go wherever you need to. So it is imperative that you actually get around and make sure that these things are in order. So I went to the back seat after that, made sure everything over there was okay, just making sure the seat was alright, there's nothing damaged, and really it's really comfortable seat, really, especially without the middle bit standing out. You have plenty of peripheral attachments. It's and just making sure the lights and wherever I could press or wherever the sensor was, everything was working and it was in good order. So in the back you should have a charging cable. It's about 3 meters, 3 to 4 meters long, really, and with the cable you should also get an extra cable. Now this one is for domestic charging. It charges very slow. It's in the UK it's a 3-pin plug, so it gives you the opportunity, should you require it, to charge it domestically whenever you are away from a charging point, and you can just do it through a normal domestic socket. So it's really great to see there's plenty of space compartments and boot space at the rear, and the boot door, of course, it's not really assisted, so it is pretty much manually powered if you want to put it down. The charging port, now this was funny because I didn't really know how to open the charging port the first time around, so I tried to open it through my app, but all you have to do is make sure that you hover your finger or you press it at the right area and it will open automatically, which is great. And you really don't have to force it down or try to close it. It will do it automatically if it doesn't actually see or sense a socket that's being attached within a few seconds. Next, I tried the passenger door, and yeah, it was pretty much straightforward. Just try to see if all the doors were really working. So one of the things that I was told in different YouTube videos regarding Tesla Model 3 door opening button was that there's this really surreptitious or really a simplistic button that's located at the handle, which is used to open the door. Now what happens is when you depress that button, the window lowers slightly, and it allows for the door to open fluidly. However, if you don't press that button and you use the lever, which is an emergency door open one, it doesn't actually lower the window and it could damage the glass. So it is in your best interest to clearly know where it is, make sure your passengers know where it is, and make sure you use that button to open the door, because once you open it, all you have to do is press that button, lowers the window slightly and allows for the door to be fully open. Whereas if you don't use that, it could damage the window. So the front Tesla boot is accessed either by your Tesla app or your display unit or the infotainment system in the inside of the car. The Tesla gives you a nice little red bag, a first aid bag with the emergency triangle should you require it. And it's fairly simplistic. There's also a towing bar. And there are also little clips where you can attach your shopping to, should you require it. When you do try to close your Tesla front boot, make sure you give it a good press. That's the best way to close it. So I had a really wonderful experience receiving my Tesla Model 3 in the showroom. In hindsight, there were a few questions I probably should have asked when I was still in the showroom, which in my delirium of getting a new car, completely forgot. Now the first question I probably should have asked was, where is my vehicle registration document? Now in the UK, a proof to state that this vehicle belongs to you, you receive a vehicle registration document known as V5N, if I'm not mistaken, to specify that this vehicle is now yours. I left the showroom, and halfway to my home I completely panicked and thought, oh my god, where's this vehicle registration document I was supposed to receive? But in the UK you don't have to panic. If you buy a new car, this documentation will arrive in the post in a few weeks time, so for you. The other questions I usually get or I usually have is getting in touch should there be an emergency. Now in the UK it's really hard for some reason to get in touch with the Tesla representative on the phone. It's because whenever you try to call the number that's been posted online, it usually gets you to an automated answering machine, and it's very difficult for you to find someone to actually speak to. Now I've had really good luck with this phone number, and should there be a question that you might have even before you get the car, like for example asking about the questions on your finances, if all your records are straight before you go to receive the car so there's nothing left, this number has been really helpful. So the number is 01-628-450-604. Now in the time of making this video, this phone number was still active, so I don't foresee it changing anytime soon. But with this number, you can get directly in touch with someone who can actually help you answer some of the questions you might have. Of all the things that you actually leave the showroom with in your car, the one thing you do not want to leave without is your Tesla key. Now you receive 2 of these bad boys. Make sure that you have these, because should your phone go down and you have no way to access your car, this is the only way you can do it. So it's in your best interest to at least have this in your wallet, or wherever you carry it, or wherever you are, at least carry it with you when you're traveling, and not just rely on your phone. Apart from the keys, the usual accessories you get, as I've mentioned, you get the charging cable, the two charging cables. For the normal charging cable for your charging points, I would suggest you get a longer one. Probably in hindsight I should have thought about that before, but the standard cable that you receive is quite short. The domestic charging cable, I haven't used it yet, but it is a must, I think, especially if you want to trickle charge it where you don't really have a ready access to any of the charging networks. The other thing, of course, is to make sure that you have your the little towing cable, the towing bar in the front, including your little red emergency triangle slash first aid kit that they provide you, that Tesla provides you. You don't get a spare wheel or anything like that, but make sure when you do go around doing your snagging checks that all the aero wheels are flushed, because in my case my wheel wasn't sitting flush when I actually came back home, but it was a simple matter of taking the aero wheels completely off and putting it back on properly. And apart from that, it was pretty straightforward. If there are any questions, of course, there's always the helpful infotainment system with all the YouTube videos attached to it. And of course, you also get your own YouTube videos you can access through your phone or any of your devices. And really, most of the questions you might have, they will be able to answer it for you. One of the good things about the Tesla network system is, of course, that the first year you got in the UK is completely free. So all your 4G or 4G network that you have on your infotainment system and everything in the whole car is completely free for the first year. I've been told after the first year you have a subscription that you apply to. So once you get to that level, they said you shouldn't be paying more than 40 or 50 pound a year, but I haven't had that yet. So we'll wait and see when that comes around. But yeah, as a whole, the experience was pretty straightforward, simplistic, and I think that's the way it should be for every car when you receive it for the first time. I'm really happy with my Tesla Model 3, and I'll be making some more videos in the near future, and I hope you enjoyed this video as well. If you did like it, please don't forget to like, and the like button down there, and subscribe. Until next time, guys, and those of you who are Tesla Model 3 enthusiasts, enjoy. Bye.